Welcome back to the clubhouse where the sunflower seeds are always salty, hot takes are always ice cold, especially from Kyle, and we pretend to know more than the guys making millions on the field. So grab a glove, crack a cold one, and let's talk some baseball. I'd like to get right into it today, and let's talk about most current events that we had. I will talk about the Little League Classic that was 2 nights ago, but let's start off with the freshest item here. We had a game last night that was pretty spectacular. It was a pretty fun game to watch. I enjoyed it. Mike, you enjoyed it probably too. Kristy, you were there. Kyle. Yeah. Kristy. So the Mariners played the Phillies, and
Yes, we
since
did.
the Braves have a gauntlet of just finishing up with the Brewers, now we have the Dodgers, and then we have seven against the Phillies. Can you go ahead and help me out and talk about how the Mariners are going to help supplant them as second in the NL East for me, please?
Well, I mean, we snapped their 9-game win streak. And I think Cal figured out how to hit again because I
One
mean,
game. One
3
game.
and 1.
Yeah. I mean,
He's grounded. I don't know. He looked like 2025 Cal for that game last night. So if we can keep that up, he's grounding himself again, swinging well. I mean, let's see what Julio had a 3-run shot, followed by Cal's 2-run shot, and then Cal had a solo, followed by Cole's solo, and then Cal had another one. What in the 7th inning? Yeah. No, it looked good. So you hit some dingers. I was about to come on here tonight and be like, I'm over the dingers. I'm over the home run ball. We need to start playing small ball because that's what the Brewers do. And watching that in person last week, and small ball wins games. But apparently last night it was just straight dingers for us, and we knocked off Philly, which felt good. Sorry, Kyle. Not sorry, but yeah.
Everybody hates a winner.
Yeah.
So before we let Kyle's weak rebuttal come through, I did want to hit on what you just said, Kristy, about the Brewers. I saw that they have the lowest amount of home runs in the league. So I think I didn't look at the stats. One of those ones going back to like 1860 or something like that no one ever can prove. But it would be like if they end up with the best record in baseball, it would be pretty much the first team that ever has the best record and the lowest number of home runs in the league. I mean, the math doesn't math when you have those kind of numbers like that. That just never there's no way that you can make sense of that. So
well, they're just really good at playing small ball and loading the bases up so that when they do get the 1 or 2 home runs, they're 3-run shots every time. It's insane the way that they play. So I mean, they're just 1 run here, 2 runs here. It was fun to see in person. I mean, it sucked because my team lost, but the Brewers are definitely a force to be reckoned with, and they've got it figured out right now. So they're a solid club.
Well, since we have a guest appearance from a Philly rep today, I want to talk about, we will allow you time to talk about your win streak, but not before you talk about what in the heck is going on with that bum, Zack Wheeler. His last couple of starts have been horrid. Like, what is that? I mean, did he get traded to the Dodgers or something like that?
Honestly, I think what happened was 4 games ago, I forget the team that they were playing at the time, but they made a big deal with the umpire that said that when he goes into his windup, he steps off the rubber. And I think it got in his head. Because he was chirping at the dugout.
He flipped out that game.
Yeah. He was chirping at the other team's dugout, and that's not Zack Wheeler. He's usually pretty composed on the mound. It doesn't let stuff like that get to him. And I think, honestly, it's been in his head ever since, and it's messing with his mechanics because the trajectory on his fastball is he's serving up Nola meatballs out there. And that's what he's doing. He's just serving up Nola meatballs. His ERA is like 6-something over his last 4 starts. It's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So
what's the result of coming off the rubber? What's the result? What's it supposed to be? Like,
it's illegal.
It's illegal. But like, what are the repercussions?
So I don't think it's messing with his mechanic. It's never messed with his mechanics. I think somebody called him out on going off the rubber and making it illegal. Like he was basically
in his head.
It's in his head. Exactly. He's done the same windup his whole career. It's never been an issue. But if you zoom in on it, it does give the appearance like he's stepping off the rubber. It does.
But if he does that,
absolutely
does that
does.
mean the batter automatically goes to first, or what?
It's a
That's what I mean.
balk,
Like,
right?
It's a ball.
That's a ball.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yep.
it's base advance. Okay. I got you.
Yep. So
Yeah, I
so
can-
you think about it from that perspective. It's constantly in his head when runners are on base, and it's just
Yeah, oh
it's getting
yeah.
to him. It's getting to him.
I'll
That's
allow
good
it.
analysis. I had not thought of that being the reason why, but you're spot on with that.
And he's chasing 2,000, right? Like he's so close.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. He'll get there, but I mean, he was
I don't know now.
he was talking about retiring at the end of this year, and then he was like, "Nah, I'm not going to retire." I think now that all this stuff's in his head, he might just be like, "You know what? I'm done. There's not going to be a 2027 anyway. I'm done. I'm just hanging them up."
So in the Little League Classic, the Brewers and the Braves played. I thought it was pretty fun. All the interviews that they had was pretty cool. They actually had people in the field on mics, and they actually gave a mic to a Little League kid as well. So they were actually conversations between Little League players and the big league players while the game was actually going on. Miraculously, we won. There was a couple of pretty big plays in that game. There was one where it's not a 5-4-3 double play, but there's a 5-3 double play where the third baseman ran on this grounder. Shortstop got out of the way, and he stepped on second. And then from there, the second baseman had to dodge because he was going to throw it right through his face, and got the guy at first as well. It was pretty darn impressive. Also, the announcers, I'm not buying it, but just saying it, it's their words, not mine. But that was supposed to be in the opposite of Zack Wheeler. Like, Ronald Acuna had this little blooper, and he got on base, and he kind of like threw up the hands, like, praise the Lord, finally. And they were like, this is what he needs. He's back. You would have thought this was Kristy talking about Cal 8 seconds ago. He was like, this is all he needs. He needed to feel like a little leaguer, like, back why he started in the first place and all this. Like, went on for like 10 minutes about how much fun he was having, and that this is going to change his whole season. And then he did have a pretty outstanding, like, diving, sliding, like, catch for an out that definitely would have changed the score for sure. So I'm not buying it, not hating it either. Of course, right after that, then he almost tore every ligament in his knee again because whatever hat at the third base coach had him running from second on a single, and he turns third, and he is absolutely going for it. And then all of a sudden, he's like 30 steps from home plate, and he's like, no, stop. Well, you can't stop Ronald Acuna on those knees like that, and he did. But he ran back and then got caught out at second. Kind of how, well, I think Bryce Harper didn't get whatever his face last night in the game. I think he was safe at second, but same thing. Like, he got caught back at third. But like, everyone was like, why would you do that? You got just like me. You send him, and like, you can't stop that train.
Now, he tagged Naylor's hair. Okay, he tagged his hair.
Again, that was BS. I thought that was crap. But good couple of days of baseball. I hope we can continue with more of that for sure. Rob Manfred was on there as well. And of course, right in front of everybody, they're like, so we're going to have baseball next year? And he was like, we definitely want to play baseball in 2027. Like, he was so confident. And they're like, oh, okay, great. That didn't tell me anything, as that was the biggest way of avoiding the question I've ever seen.
Yeah, he blew a bunch of sunshine up the reporter's
Oh, yeah.
butt is what that was. I mean,
Absolutely.
it was.
We know
but
you
nobody
want to play
followed up.
baseball.
And we all want to see baseball.
Exactly.
But let's answer this honestly.
But no one followed up. That was a perfect opportunity to be like, well, what's the problem? But literally, they were like, are we going to have baseball? And he's like, we want to play baseball in 2027. That sounds like a former New York fan on here saying, I hope, I think, I wish, and not saying anything solid. But, we're like, just answer the question. You didn't answer the question at all. It's ridiculous. So that was a perfect opportunity that was missed. And I was trying to read up on, like, how things are going, because Manfred said, it was like, they've been meeting every single week for I don't know how long. And I know the collective bargaining agreement ends in December at some time. I have no idea what they could possibly be talking about. I mean, I don't even think that they would agree on like a Starbucks order.
No.
No.
So
Probably not.
no,
I don't even
Be
think
like,
they'd
you
agree
want
on how to
you
spell
want whole milk?
Starbucks at
Well,
this
guess
point.
what? Now you guys are getting oat milk just because, and I'm going to sit here across from you and watch you slurp it down. Like they hate each other. It doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm not sure I'm buying that either. But it goes along with, we want to play next year. Well, we'll see. Kyle, it's been a big topic here. I kind of want to know your thoughts on what we got next year. Are we going to be playing baseball next year? Are we be talking about a postseason next year, or is it how many games you're going to lose before everybody kind of nuts up and decides not to ruin another season?
I don't think there's any chance because I think what happens this off season and with this collective bargaining agreement really shapes baseball for the next 10 to 15 years. It's a very important off season, and I don't think it's just going to be like a compromise on either side. So I'd be shocked if there's even a shortened season. I don't think there's any baseball whatsoever next year. But I will say this: the Savannah Bananas League, as crazy as this sounds, I think they're going to get like 4 to 6 more teams, and it's going to be like legit. I think it's going to be a legit league, and that's going to take
That's
our
so
summer.
awesome.
I think that's what's going to end up happening. I really do think that's going to end up happening.
I saw that they're having like a championship series next month,
Mhm.
or I don't know, October, maybe it's September. I would hope it's in September, not October. Not trying to compete with MLB postseason, the last one ever. But apparently, like all like 8 teams are going to be like in DC or Baltimore. I can't
Yeah.
remember which. Is it Nats Park?
Yep.
I don't really know what the schedule is of how that works, or if it's over a couple of days, or however that works. But hey, that could be like some of the last joy that we have.
Yeah, I mean, remember, all those games are timed. They're not like 9-inning games, and it's whatever time it ends, it ends. They're legit, like the 9-year-olds that I
hours.
coach. They're 2 hours, so
Yeah.
it's only going to be a 2-hour long game. Like that's it.
I have no complaints with baseball's timing after the pitch clock and the other things they've done to speed up the game. It has helped significantly with the ability to sit and watch a baseball game.
Oh, I agree. I'm just saying from the standpoint of how that tournament and how that championship would work. They're only 2-hour games, so they can rotate them in and out. You
Play
can
a
play
couple
4
games a
games in a day.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I could see it be a Friday through Sunday thing, and you could wrap that thing up pretty easily.
Yep.
2 teams get a bye, 3 teams play, whatever it would be, and have a championship on Sunday. I mean, I think it'd be fantastic. And I can't imagine the amount of money that they would just print. I mean, it would behoove them to have more teams there. So, I mean, I believe the discussion or the plan would be still not that anybody cares that much, but that there would still be minor league baseball, even if Major League wasn't around. But I think having the gimmicky the banana ball out there, I think would definitely be a benefit. They'd have to do something. I mean, they already sell out like SEC and Big Ten football stadiums. I mean, there's not a stadium in the world that they wouldn't sell out. It's ridiculous.
Well, here's the selling point. The kids love it, right? The kids love it, and that's the next generation of baseball fans. So if you keep them interested in baseball, whenever Major League Baseball comes back, you're golden. You're absolutely golden. So if you can keep their interest, the problem was when they went on that strike in 94? Nobody cared. Nobody cared. Everybody went to play other sports. Like all the kids played football. They played basketball. They played everything else and didn't really care about baseball. So it took till McGuire came in juiced up and Sosa came in juiced up, hitting bombs for everybody to care about baseball again,
Agreed completely. Kristy, back to you. I know I'm sure you've strapped in like you're a seatbelt on that chair you got. Otherwise your head would be floating up to the ceiling right now. So I don't want to completely tear you down, but
That's fine.
I had to bring this up no matter what.
I mean, we can talk
night.
about a 22-0 loss. We can talk about a 19-2 loss, all from Bryce Miller. I have no problem with that.
All that matters is that you just
games
beat
under
the
500. 6 games under 500. We can talk about that.
But I mean, we can talk about the entire AL West isn't over 500, so it doesn't even flip and matter. Like that's the saddest.
Celebrate your
status
win.
of baseball.
Celebrate your win. Everybody needs to have small wins in their life. I get it.
I mean,
enjoy yourself.
it's terrible that I'm 6 games under 500, but I'm only 2 games out of first. So
That is,
Man,
that's what I'm
I wish
saying.
I
Like,
was in that division.
That's how bad the AL is in general, and the AL
Yeah.
West is just flipping awful. It's awful. So yeah, I'm 6 games under 500, but 2 games out of first. So go, and then I have
It's
a
like the
series against the
NFC
Rangers
South
and
last
against the
year. Like
Astros.
nobody should have
Yeah.
made the playoffs in the NFC South last year.
Yeah,
Same thing with the AL West. We're like, no, we're going to do something else. I think we're going to
but
go
the
another
scary
route
thing
here.
is whatever team comes out of the AL West, and I said this before, whatever team comes out of the AL West, I swear to God, that team is going to win the whole thing. They're scrappy, they are fighters, and they're going to win the whole thing.
So either like the Astros, the Rangers, or the Mariners.
Yes, that's.
You mean like the World Series whole thing, or like the? Just want to make sure we're clear.
The ALCS for sure. I will call that is going to whether or not it's a World Series because it is the Dodgers, but I hope it's. I don't know. I would give anything for Brewers Mariners. I told Matt that when I talked to him on Thursday at the game. I was like, I want to see both of our teams in the World Series. I thought we were going to get it last year, and he's like, that'd be awesome. So. Yep. Okay. You want to know? Did I knock myself down the peg with the 19 and the 22-point games? Is that
I
what
mean,
you're
I was just going to recite part of the ESPN article that didn't think too kindly of that and the dates of, again, in the early 1900s where no one has been that arse since then. It's been 100 years. But, hey, not trying to take
It was the same pitcher, right?
Yeah, Bryce. Yeah. It was Bryce both games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one's given up 17. Well, it's weird. Like they say 17. It's not like he gave up 17.
I was just getting ready to say he didn't give up all 19 and 22 runs.
And he didn't give up all 22 either. I'm like, that game was a good game until like the 5th inning, the Brewer game. And then it all went to crap after that. And then, Julio throwing a 2-out ball into the stands doesn't help when you get to score 3 runs off of that then. And I mean, that took us from 19 to 22 on that play alone, I do believe. Yeah.
That's like when you spend like $10,000 on a vacation, you're like, what's another couple hundred at that point? Like you're already losing 19-0. Right. What's another 3 runs? Yeah. Does it matter?
Yeah. Let's just add up the worst loss in baseball and see if we can get that record going. Why not? We're gonna aim for something. Let's really go. Let's just go.
Yeah, wasn't it the Rangers dropped? It was like 30-3. Like the Rangers won. It wasn't that long ago.
No, I think it was like 2017 or something. It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know how you can get to that point. At that point, I mean, I would have nobody on offense coming in. Like I wouldn't even have my bats coming in. I'd sit everybody. So it would literally be like a single A game at that point.
It's just crazy though, because then they turned around and scored like 6 runs in the first inning the next day. Like, how do you go from losing 22-0 and then just have your bats be on fire immediately the next day?
They were saving it. They were saving it for that next game.
For that one win and then lost again on Thursday. Not bad. I mean, 7-4 is not a bad loss, but I did not get the Mariners win in my presence.
I mean, it's a la the Westchester, PA Little League squad. What was that yesterday? What happened?
That's right down the road from us.
I was watching that. And the announcers as well. Like the announcers for the whole Little League World Series have had absolutely no chill. So the kid from Alabama getting lit up in the first inning, and they're like, they're going to pull him. Are they going to go for Rasmus already? The girl, like the next Monet Davis that's out there. She's going to break all like all the girl records.
She is incredible.
At everything, like literally every position that you put her at, she's better than any boy almost in that entire. Series.
She can hit too.
Yeah. I was like, she can hit too. That girl, she's fire.
But the announcer literally was like, "Oh, here he comes. Are you taking him out now? We're going right to Rasmus. How long is he going to wait before we put Rasmus in?" I was like, "Good Lord, kid is going to see this, or his parents going to see this, and he's going to be absolutely crushed." And of course, they had a hot mic on the coach, and thank God he went up there and was like, "Look, dude, this is fine. Like we're here. We're going to hit some. I guarantee you, we're going to get hits today. We're going to get hits." So just, chill out, because it was already like 2-0, 2 or 3-0, 2 men on base, and not a single out in the first inning. And I was like, well, this is over. And I wake up in this morning and I was like, oh, It apparently was not over. And then they lost in, Westchester lost in extras by 1, right? So he didn't
Yep.
score, I guess, after
Yep.
whatever he said to that kid. He lasted enough to get to that girl, and then she took care of the rest, including that amazing comebacker that she took. That I don't know how you could react to that. I mean, part of it was luck, obviously, because the glove just kind of went where the ball was. But dude, she doubled up some kid.
Fundamentals. Yeah, it's fundamentals, man. She landed in the right position and just was right there for it. I'll tell you what, though, like I got to ask this question to the group. So, having coached Little League and being in those mound visits, do you think they changed the way that they talk to these kids because they know they're mic'd up? Because I know for certain there's some conversations that I have with some of these 10-year-olds that are not that pleasant like that. Like, come on, buddy, you got it. It like bright lights are on you. You know what to do. Like, no, it's like, can you throw a strike? Did you forget how to pitch today? Because if you did, I'm going to yank it. Like, those are conversations that really happen. There's no way these guys are always that nice. They know that they're mic'd up and they change the way that they speak. They have to. They have to.
I completely
I
agree.
think it's human nature.
Yeah. In the tournament my son was in earlier in the summer, our coach didn't even get out to the mound. He was just yelling from the dugout because he's calling what pitches he wanted. He's got the numbers and he calls them. Catcher calls it in and he throws something different. He was like, hey, I mean, he's just yelling. He's like, what are you doing? If I wanted that pitch, I would have called it. Keep doing that. See what happens. I'll pull you right out. Like, I mean, it's just, he mic'd himself up. So no,
Yeah.
I absolutely, like, you're in the Little League World Series. You've spent dozens of games to get here just for this little turd to come out here and just lay an egg. I'm like, no.
Right. Right.
That
But do
guy
you
had
think
so much restraint to just give him a nice back rub and a
Right.
and a
That's what
handful
I'm
of gummy
saying.
bears and said, go back out there, buddy. You got this.
My wife was
Like,
like, there's
no.
no way you'd be able to do that with you being mic'd up. I'm like, I'd be fine. Don't worry about it. Because I knew the cameras were on. I'd
I
watch
was
my
going to say,
tongue.
but
I'd be all
cameras
right.
are on too. So do you think it matters whether or not they were mic'd up, especially in this day and age with John Boyd, everybody else? I mean, like, do you think you're honing yourself in and toning it down a little bit because you're on that stage with all the cameras on you too, getting mic'd up again is going to make you stop and think even harder. But I think you were already at that, I'm not going to cuss this kid out on the mound because I've got ESPN covering this entire
Yeah, you
term.
wait till after the game into the hotel
Right,
room or something like that.
right.
And you really give them the ride. That's
Right.
what you do.
You're like, we won, but you're going to have to find your own ride home because you're not getting back on the plane.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, 13-year-old, just go walk.
Yeah.
That is incredible, though. That kid from East Side, from the Westchester team, that Cole Warner, he was like 5'2", throwing like 50 miles an hour last summer, and he like skyrocketed to be like, he's like 5'9" and throwing 72 miles an hour this summer. So in a span of a year, he just like sprouted up and started throwing gas. And we play their 9 and 10U team, and they're just like a fundamentally sound organization from like the top down. And it's pretty scary, man. It really is. They're a solid team for sure.
It's scary how big kids are now. I
It
mean,
is.
like, I don't remember kids being this big when we were little kids playing sports. Like, these kids are monsters, man. Like, everywhere you go, every local league has these giant kids playing every sport. And it's like, the heck are you feeding them?
Right. Yeah, dude.
Well,
One of our
and
local
any-
high schools we call the University of Kimberly because they literally put out like college product football players. Like straight I mean, like my owner's son is 14. In this last 6 months, he's shot up like 4 to 6 inches. He's got his man voice now. It's so creepy. But like he's thinned out and he's doing 2 days for football and he's a baseball player too. And the kid is he's solid and he's 14. I'm like, dude, 14-year-olds weren't built that way back in the 80s when I was 14.
That's like the Hiller brothers that go to Coatesville. Like their dad graduated with Mike, and I think he's like 6'2" or 6'3", but these two were like 6'5", 6'6", and like D1 athletes. AJ
and their dad was skinny when we were in high school.
That's what I was going to say.
Skinny when we got older, but he was skinny when we were kids. And these kids are like 300 plus pounds. Like
freak
the football
athletes.
player is 300 plus pounds, and the basketball player's 2 something probably, and dunking,
nuts,
and I mean, it is nuts.
Yeah, they're just.
But Coatesville's always. I mean, not to get on to that, but I mean, they've always been notorious for being a factory for sports.
Oh yeah, for sure. But we didn't
Including
have like a whole
baseball.
team that big. You know what I mean? Like we never had a team that big. Like the whole team is like that
When
big.
I was in like sophomore year, their offensive line averaged like 310, 320.
Jesus.
And four of them, I think four of them went D1, or at least three of them.
Yeah,
So
it's crazy.
Well, was that a elimination game last night, Kyle, or
Yeah.
they still
Yep.
play on?
No, it was elimination game. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So they're done. They're done. But
Okay.
what a run they had, man. What a run.
Yeah, it's, at our,
how much longer does the League World Series go for?
Finishes up Sunday.
Sunday? All
I was
right.
gonna say, I think there's only 4 teams internationally and 4 teams domestically left.
Correct. Yep.
Our local minor league team is actually honoring some of our one of our teams, one of our little league teams. I think it's our 9-10-year-old team. We actually sent 2 teams to the tournament. Actually, one of them won the state championship, which is nuts because they felt confident enough to put out 2 different teams and not combine them. Last time we did that, usually when we do that, we just get smoked because everybody else just brings one. But hey, it worked. Although that was pretty cool. I always forget how cool the Little League World Series is because you think it's just Little League World Series, but there's a lot of really cool nuances with it. I think it's really done very well. Williamsport or whatever, I think is a great facility. The whole thing I think is pretty awesome. And I think they still continue. They said they're already Rob Manfred again said, yeah, we're definitely booked for a game here next year too. So he's already got the Little League Classic already booked. I'm like, sure, dude, whatever. So we'll see.
It's going to be the Savannah Bananas. You watch.
I liked that when they interviewed him, they're like, yeah, we try to get, teams that are in the schedule or in their series that's close enough that they can come play without disrupting and getting different teams every year. Because the Mariners had that game last year. That's, that I remember watching that one on that Sunday night. So it was cool to see the Brewers this year do that with your Braves, Paul. But yeah, I mean, no, it's not.
Yeah, it was the Mets last year, wasn't it? Didn't they play the Mets last year?
Yeah, Mets Mariners.
Yeah, because the Phillies were in it the year before.
Well, they said it was Blue Jays coming next year. So I was like, well, obviously they're playing a game pretty close because that's not a natural one you would have picked. I think it's like Cubs and Toronto. I think it was, but I know it's Toronto, they said, because it seemed odd. He was like, oh, you want people that are close or, it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
All right, cool. Well, I think that was a pretty good discussion for the first half. I think we may take a break here and then get into, if we have to, I guess, we have to get into the internal competition. And I am looking forward to picking some new categories. Hopefully my team won't suck too bad. I guess here, well, let's go through the final digs that I have. I don't have anything besides Zack Wheeler. I don't have anything for the Mets. I got nothing bad to say. Couldn't find anything.
You're figuring it out. It out.
But I did find out some bad things about the Braves. I mean, in the last week, we've absolutely gave up at least 3.5 games to the Phillies. Got swept in Minnesota. We've never actually been swept in Minnesota before, so that was a cool first. Didn't think that would be out of the question, though. I mean, at some point, you gotta, some team's going to have your number. Everyone's going to have your number at some point, but never being swept in Minnesota. I guess it was a long time coming, but yeah. So I'm not where like Ben was, like completely in like the crapper and then completely back and then wherever he is now. But I'm starting to wonder if we still have the exact same team as 2025. We just overachieved for like 40 days, 45 days to start. And after that, besides that, we've been the same as last year. I mean, the last 65 games were 31-34, I think it is. So after being like the exact opposite, like, throw another 20 on the win column side for the first like 60 or 70. So I don't know. And obviously pitching ain't going anywhere. We're not getting any better that way. So we'll see.
Still a couple games up on the Phillies, right?
Yeah, 3.5 at the moment.
All right. I mean,
and I mean, we are technically getting healthier at pitcher. We got a couple of guys back. The Schwarber didn't look awesome, but people were like it during the Brewers game. I mean, the announcers were talking all about Tyler Mahle. He is kind of like a Greg Maddux type pitcher where he's not going to blow it by you. It's more about placement. If he can get his placement, he's a very serviceable pitcher, and he did very well against the Brewers. They actually had a weird tidbit that like they had been seeking him out for a while and watching him lose velocity and kind of struggle a bit. And they thought that they had the perfect scenario for him with our veteran catcher, Sean Murphy, and the pitching staff knew how to fix it. Like that's why they made the trade, is they were convinced they'd be able to fix him. They haven't.
I just want to call out
him.
that this is similar to Ben comparing Drake May to Tom Brady. Just want to throw that out there. You're comparing
I told
somebody
you I wasn't
to Greg
completely
Maddux.
buying it. I said that was the announcer saying
Oof.
if it happens, I'm all for it. But again, I'm very cautiously optimistic that, we missed on Jacob deGrom. And then so we get this guy instead and was like, don't worry, we've been watching this forever. We know what we were doing. We're going to save his career and our season right here. So we'll see.
Okay.
That's fair. That's fair.
But let's go to the half and we'll come back and we'll talk some internal competition stuff.
Oh, yeah.
What up, everybody? The Beard is here. Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors, the law offices of William P. Harrington. Credit card litigation, Chapter 7 bankruptcy, estate planning, estate administration, guardianships, they do it all. As a member, listener, follower, supporter of our network, they are offering you a 15% discount on these services. So if you are in the Pennsylvania or New Jersey area, schedule your free consultation today.
All right, let's shout out our partners.
The Clashing Conferences Sports Fan Network is proud to partner with Jim Montgomery and JD Talking Sports.
Is this guy gonna stop
Discover,
talking?
like, and subscribe to their podcasts
Wait.
and content.
I thought you said that there were prompts.
Available pretty much everywhere.
They are available everywhere. That's pretty good.
Find
right.
all the different ways you can join the network today.
What do you mean all the different ways you join the network?
Powered by Beats and Beards and JD Talking Sports.
We heard you say JD Talking Sports, pal, okay? Like, we only have two partners.
Jim Montgomery.
Yes, we know.
Jim Montgomery.
Yes,
Jim Montgomery.
we know. Jim
and
Montgomery.
JD Talking
We know.
Sports.
Jim Montgomery. All right, well, JD and Jim, you're our partners, I guess. We've said it 5 times by now.
Welcome
I
back
blame
to the
Lewis.
clubhouse here. Let's go ahead and start talking a little bit of internal competition. We definitely had some movement in the standings for sure. I'm a little disappointed in the fact that Ben keeps creeping up too, with only being present for about half a season. Obviously, it doesn't hold a candle to the Phillies rep, who has shown up once or twice, but that's all right. They're going to be eligible for points this week. Be absolutely hilarious if the rest of us could prevent them from actually earning a point, though. That's what we all should do. But let's go
Because you
through.
control that. You control that, buddy. You control that.
Hey, there's 5 of us or 4 of us and 1 of you. That's all I got to say.
I don't care if the Phillies score points right now. I just want the Mariners and Braves not to score points right
Hey,
now.
hey, Mike.
And Ben not to sweep.
I got
That
your
would
back,
help.
Mike. Only time that I'll have your back as a Mets fan is right now.
Hey, it's like that Bears Eagles alliance we had going last year.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Love it.
All right. Well, you can save your D stuff for the end of the show here. Let's go through the weekend recap here. So, did have 3 points given out to the Mets, who you swept the categories technically, but you did share some of them. I'd say the most notable one was the strikeouts for team total for the pitchers. You had 13. That's a pretty good number for a game. For a 9-inning game, that's a pretty
Not
solid
terrible.
number right there. Yeah. Then the rest of us shared the highest steals by one player. 3 of us had 2 there. And then there was the lowest strikeouts by one player. You shared that with the Red Sox with 1. That's pretty good as well. Total standings now, we're looking at The Mets have now separated, even though you're ninth. We were claiming your 8 was better than everybody else's 8. Well, your 11 is definitely better than I don't have to math the math here. Your 11 is definitely better than the 2 9s that Kristy and I have. I'll assume that Kristy's only ahead because of alphabetical order. Otherwise, I'm going to say that my 9 is better than hers for the moment. Although after the Little League Classic, I would have said mine. Maybe last night you get a reprieve that maybe yours is better now today. But Ben jumped 2, but he's still at 7. But he's a lot closer to the other 3 of us than I would like. Philly fluttering around as they do, and hopefully they will flutter around in the standings as well. So good to see some movement, though, I guess. We've been kind of running as a train at the top here, pretty much only being separated by maybe 1 or so for like the last month. So there's a little bit of separation, getting a little bit more interesting as we go into the close to the postseason. I think it's ironic that the team that has the least to play for is the one that's performing the best and has the least amount of players that any owner can actually name themselves. So props to you. Mike, you want to give a little acceptance speech for this week's sweep?
Yeah, I mean it's going very well. It's it's not a 6-win week like it was 2 weeks ago, and I'm not coming in on a 4-game win streak like I was last week, but we had a 500 week, which is still better than most of our weeks have been throughout this season. So we've had a pretty hot month. Obviously that's showing I guess it's not supposed to correlate, but it is correlating with the internal standings where I'm picking up a lot of points recently. So things are good, man. It's good to be a Mets fan when it doesn't matter at all. Go Bears.
I'm just letting that sink in a little bit. I'm just letting that sink in, thinking about that for a second. It's great great to watch the team when it doesn't matter.
Hey, we're less than 10 games out of a wild card now. All it would take is like a 20-game win streak, and we could be right back.
That's all it'll take. That's it.
All it'll take.
Yeah, maybe 22 games. 20.
Red Sox.
How many games we got left? If we win them all, I think we can get in there.
Well, it looks like we got a couple of categories still marinating in here. Let's see. We got home runs and some hits and RBIs and walks per pitcher. I don't know if I see any that are overwhelming favorites for one specific team, but let's see what we got. Let's spin her up there, producer.
I like having no host pick to try to find a way to get me out of a point this week.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I definitely would have tried to fudge that one in my direction some. Walks per pitcher team total. So that's going to be a category where
Johnny has 5 apples category.
Yeah, the lowest one is going to be the winner.
It's clearly
there.
a Phillies category right there.
We go on RBIs. Looks like we are RBIs.
Oh,
look at that!
Not
look at
it.
That. If I've never seen something so rigged, I guarantee that stopped. And then that extra blip there to take it to.
So your first day here?
Yeah, should have known. Yeah, I was waiting for the shenanigans to start. With the triangles being so big, I didn't think it would be so obvious, but I guess so.
That's a
home
good
runs
one.
Team total.
Heard that last night.
Unlike single player, where it's very tough to get more than one, we should have some different numbers flying around for home runs team total.
Well, next week we only got one extra category, so I wonder if that means we do maybe a loser pick and a host pick, or a loser and a winner's pick, or we'll see. Maybe I'll talk to the producer here, see if we can get into some shenanigans and come to an agreement on what we should do, and we'll find something interesting that benefits at least myself.
Leader's pick sounds good.
I feel good about my picks. I feel good about it. It's a Phillies week. Starts tonight, Kristy. Starts tonight.
Oh, you got
how many games are in this series? Is it 3?
3.
3.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Who you got after? Who do you two have after that?
Mine gets bad. I think I start going difficult teams now. It's my
Can't be
September.
worse
Yeah.
than mine.
It's
I
my
mean,
got a
September
couple-
that's easy because then we move into Boston. Yeah, we go Blue Jays, Red Sox. Yeah, so we'll see.
I got it's the West Coast. I got the Angels and then the Diamondbacks. So winnable game.
Angels will definitely help you out there. Although for whatever reason, this week, I wasn't watching their standings. I don't follow them anymore, but I feel like when I'm watching like MLB tonight, like they're always showing good things for the Angels recently, and I can't name another player not named Mike Trout, unless you want to count Anthony Rendon still
He's
being
still
the
getting paid.
biggest thief on the West
paid.
Coast. It's unbelievable. Mike, what teams are you gonna sneak up on that 2 months ago you wouldn't have had a chance against?
We got the Brewers right now, which could be going better. We had the bases loaded in the first inning and got no runs out of it. I think even with 0 or 1 outs, we had the bases loaded, so we should have scored.
Mm.
And now they got 2 men on base, so it's not looking good for tonight. We got the Brewers, and then we got the Astros, and then the Rays.
Sucks to suck.
Just beat up
It
on the
does.
Astros. Please beat up on the Astros. Please, please, please.
Hoping to keep beating up on everybody.
I don't care what else.
Got to close this 10-game gap.
Any Astros, Rangers, I'll take it.
You're gonna Met like you normally do. The Mets always Met.
Oh, we met it enough in the first half that it never mattered again.
They stopped metting once Juan Soto got hurt.
Yeah, seriously. Like once we were officially like completely out of it. I mean, I know not mathematically eliminated, but realistically eliminated. We started winning games.
That's no
Well,
pressure.
you take off all the money on your payroll and you figured out how to win games. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean that's true. We're
People
not playing the
ask how the
guys
Marlins and the
that
Rays
came
do it.
into the season with. You're absolutely right.
Again,
saying.
the Mets are gonna Met. We say it about Dak Prescott. Dak always Dax. Well, the Mets always Met.
Oh, you took the words out of my mouth, Kyle, and Steve's shaking his head because he knew I was going to say
He knows. He knows. Dak always Dax.
Dak does Dak.
This may be your year to win the division, but Philly's going to Philly, and you're going to make the wrong decision at manager, and until you get rid, you've obviously got somebody high enough up that's making these decisions that's going to keep making these decisions and screw over a nice man like you have the last couple of managers. So I assume you're just going to keep on doing that. So what is it? I saw about Arraez that if he wins the batting title, he would have done it with 4 teams. Is that correct?
Four
crazy.
different teams.
Four different teams.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not even the fact that somebody could be the best hitter in the league and you get bounced around that much, to me, is just bananas. Like you could, you get guys that'll hit like home runs, like you can hit 50 home runs, but then you lead the league in strikeouts. Like you're helping, but you've got a big strike against you as well. You're leading in like batting average. Like there's not much better that you can do. There's not much more commendable than that. You're helping at every opportunity more than anybody else in the entire league. I think that's crazy.
And he
made
actually
it so far.
He fits so well into that lineup that if there was going to be a 2027, I could see the Phillies re-signing it. But the fact that there's not going to be a season next year, they're not going to re-sign him. They might extend an offer, but he'll get a bigger offer somewhere else. But that's the thing, though. Like that's why he's bounced around, because he plays on these crap teams that they're like, well, we need to get something for him, so they end up trading him to somebody else. And then that team does decent, makes a wild card, doesn't go any further, and then the next year they suck, so then he gets traded again.
The way teams value home runs and OPS anymore, and he's so weak in those categories, like it's not that completely of a surprise.
Yep.
Is he
He's
still
a very specialized player.
Is he still batting cleanup?
Yep. It's amazing. It's amazing.
It's hard to argue after 9 wins in a row.
So the logic is there, and I tried to tell all the family this. Like, I understand the logic. You get guys on base, you have your best hitter who puts the ball in play, good things are going to happen. You're going to score runs. It's not out of the realm of thought, right? Like, it makes perfect sense when you think about it that way. If you didn't have a guy like Kyle Schwarber, who's a big power hitter that can hit bombs, and you want to have people on base for him, but instead you have him hitting leadoff, hitting solo home runs 99% of the time. Doesn't make any sense. That's the part that like still boggles my mind.
I was so like, I don't watch the Phillies unless that's the only game on, or if you're playing the Mariners. So like watching that last night, I was like, wait a minute, really? Like I was surprised by your lineup, and I was like, okay.
Yeah. But look, it paid off the day before against the Cardinals, where they came back from being 4-0 in the top of the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs, and they end up winning 6-4 on a walk-off Schwarber that he blasted that ball to dead center field. Blasted
Yeah,
it.
he did. Yeah. Hey,
See, but that's the thing. Like, if he didn't blast that, and if he got out or like whatever it was, Arraez wouldn't have even been able to come in there.
Yep.
So I mean, I think Schwarber is the one that may be the saving grace to like it not sounding completely ridiculous. And the thing that's actually most ridiculous to me is that you always seem to be the clear head in your family too, which I don't really like that too much. But it seems like you're always trying to calm down the other two for the most part.
That's fair. It's 100% fair.
Who may be
Michael attests to that.
overreacting, and you kind of sit back and Billy Bean it up a little bit for a second and try and find how this is positive and put that spin out there and pull them off the ledge a little bit.
That's 100% what happens. 100% what happens. All the time. And look, I honestly think it's a good thing because Mattingly is a baseball guy that we've been so like dealt with the hand of analytics for the last like 6 or 7 years, ever since Gabe Kapler was around, that now Mattingly's like, I played the game at a high level. I'm going to trust my instincts, and I'm going to put my best hitter, my best pure hitter at the cleanup spot and hope that the top 3 guys do their job and get on base. Doesn't seem like it's stupid,
Now here's a question, because we've discussed this without you, and we liked our conclusion we came to, that he's batting cleanup because somebody at a higher level making that decision is mandating that.
Don't you think the front office is calling that shot?
Well, here's the thing.
You think Rob Thompson had the same thought, and then Mattingly came in and was like, man, Rob Thompson got fired. Maybe I should change something, and didn't. Like, that says to me that it's a front office
What, to put
philosophy.
Arraez at cleanup? Well, they just traded for Arraez.
Well, I mean, to keep Schwarber at leadoff.
So here's the thing. For the last
I thought it was a Rob Thompson thing, but like when he was out and Mattingly came in and did the same damn thing, like now I'm like, all right, somebody's telling these guys this is how you're going to do it.
I don't know who it is at this point, but at the same time, it like in Philadelphia, it's hard to argue with wins, right? So the last 3 years, he was batted leadoff. They made the playoffs. I guess Thompson just was like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think that's honestly what it was, right? But the other thing with the Arraez batting cleanup, who else are you going to put at cleanup? We never got a cleanup hitter. We didn't have one all season. You're going to put Bohm there so he can cry and throw a tantrum and get benched?
What's wrong with Harper?
Harper bats 3.
He can't bat cleanup?
That's why he doesn't bat 2 or bat 4. He bats 3. That's what he told everybody. He bats 3. That's it.
Oh, Lord.
That's it. But he took his outfielder's
Daniels,
glove.
You can't wear my number 5.
No, he took his outfielder's glove on a road trip because he said you need a first baseman.
Have my number
I'll move
3
back.
spot in the hitting order.
Yeah. Oh, I know. The odds. It just makes no sense because the last couple of years, the thing that would have made perfect sense for the Phillies, you lead off with Trey Turner, you bat Harper second, and then Schwarber third. That would have been the ideal lineup, and they never did it because Harper didn't want to go to 2. He didn't want to bat in a 2-hole. And we're so like and it's not just Harper, it's athletes in general. We're so like, oh, they got this ego. We have to stroke their ego. I don't care. If it makes the best sense for the team and it puts us in a position to win, we got to do it. But these athletes nowadays, man, like you don't get that. That's why I think like Girardi didn't work out in Philly because he was old school. Like he's going to get in your face and tell you what you don't want to hear. And Harper was like, we can't deal with that. We'll take Topper right now. Topper's just like, whatever you want to do, Bryce, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, see, it's all this ego stroking that gets us to these multi-billion-dollar contracts out through 2046 and why we're not going to have baseball next year. So stop stroking egos. Tell them how it is. You're the
Bingo.
GM, you're the owner, you're the manager, you're whatever. It's like you're the boss.
And it starts right there at the Little League World Series. Just
Yeah.
because the mics and the cameras are on you, go up there and say what you really mean.
Yeah.
Kid, you're playing like ass. I'm taking you out. You can watch from the farthest seat on the
Seriously.
bench.
It's all this participation ribbons and trophies and crap that all these kids in these generations have done. We never got that crap, and we're hardened.
Right there with you. And I'll be honest with you, I think I'd be 100% fine if I was at the Little League World Series coaching these guys being mic'd up until one of them cried. As soon as they'd start crying, I'd probably flip a switch and be like, knock that stuff off. Quit your crying. We don't need no crying. If you would have
There's
played
no
better,
crying
you
in
wouldn't be
baseball.
crying. Yeah, exactly. I want to cry watching you play the way that you've been playing, but I'm not
There you
crying,
go.
so you don't get to
There you
cry.
go.
You know? But
Read the shirt. It says, if you don't want to get booed, don't suck. So that's why I'm
exactly.
here.
Exactly. And you
'Cause you
suck
sucked.
tonight. Love it. Love it.
I think that's where you land
think-
the plane, Paul. I think that's a great landing.
No, that
zone.
is absolutely. And I mean, trust me, I got a good F-bomb waiting, but I'm not going to do it. But I am going to end this on. I think the dumb shit is, I think we're going to end on is F them kids, man. F them kids. So I think that's the way we need to go out today. Kids are ruining the baseball for us. We need to toughen them up. It's up to the adults to tell them the truth. So
be the change. Be the change.
Yeah. Well, Kyle, I'd be lying if I said that this sucked without you, but I appreciate you showing up tonight. Made for some good conversation. Been thirsty for a Philly rep to come, and he made a pretty good timing of it too with the game last night. So appreciate having somebody from the Montgomery Stanley clan come on here and preach their mess. But thanks for not regurgitating everything that comes out on the radio from those wonderful radio stations you got up there. So appreciate having a clear head there. But hope everybody has a good week. I think next week it's possible that a lot of us are going to have a losing record for the next 7 days with the gauntlet that some of us have, but we'll see what happens. So we'll see everybody back in the clubhouse next week. Everybody take care.
Go Phils.